So let me get started. This is a culmination of 5 years of hard work. These are my favorite meetings because we get a chance to really celebrate the work of an entire district. I'm very grateful that the administrative team is here. There's been a ton of work and commitment from the administrative team to make all the things you're about to see possible. I also want to thank the Board of Education for your commitment to this work, and absolutely I want to take some time to thank the teachers, because without them, this work wouldn't happen. So just to give you a little backstory, and I know I do it every single time, but it's the last one I want to say. 5 years ago, we decided to come together and really figure out how do we work the best as a collective group. When we came into the district 14 years ago, I was very fortunate to work with administrators that every single building was working extremely hard. The issue, though, was everyone was working in silos. And we felt it was important for us to not only come together as an administrative team, but talk to our community about the needs that they feel the district really has in order to improve year over year. With that, we took part in a number of strategic plan meetings, and this is the product of all that work. Every single year, we report out to the Board of Education twice a year to talk about the work that's taking place each year. This presentation is going to be a little bit different. This presentation represents the culmination of 5 years of work. So this is a closeout of the 2020 to 2025 strategic plan as we begin the next strategic plan, which is 2025 to 2030. Throughout this presentation, you're going to see a couple different things. There's going to be the 4 frames that are going to be introduced by one of the administrators, and then we asked this time for our building administration to talk about the work that's happening at the K-5 level, 6-8 level, and 9-12 level. What better way to show the work than the people who are actually doing it with the administrative team and teachers. So without further ado, I want to introduce Dr. Bavino to introduce the curriculum frame.
Thank you. All right, so you've heard me talk about curriculum for the last, I don't know how many years, a long time. But I am really proud of the work, in all seriousness, and the work that the strategic plan allowed us to do in Mahwah. Some of the goals up there, or I guess they're statements, really. I'm just going to review because it's really hard to see what those little words are. So the first statement we had to do with updating our curriculum, making sure we align to all mandates, and also creating differentiated instruction. And JTSS, QSAC. We should all be clapping right now. Number 2, having students start to think globally beyond the 4 walls that they were learning in. So we started that work, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in different slides coming up. Number 3 is to ensure that we had ongoing PD that was supportive of our teachers and the initiatives that we were running. So we've done a lot of different PD through the years. We're going to hear a little bit about it, but things like Aludo or January PD where we have teachers and administrators teaching other teachers and administrators. These are all things that lead to good instruction and informed instruction. Number 4, creating authentic learning experiences for our kids. And then number 5 has to do with developing a connection between their school, our school, and other schools, our school and organizations, and our school and constellation and information. And you're going to hear a lot about that too. So I'm really, really excited to introduce our admin team. We're going to start with our elementary team, and they're going to take you through some highlights, some that might be a little bit closer to this moment, because you've heard so many things in the last 4 years, but we're about to celebrate, so I hope you enjoy. Natasha and Paul.
Good evening, everyone. I am super excited to start off with speaking about curriculum and instruction. For those of you who know, my first 2 years in the district, I got to be the supervisor of elementary curriculum and instruction. So it's definitely a point of pride for myself as well as the district. And if you heard in a lot of the speeches tonight, everyone kind of highlighted the curriculum and the instruction. instruction, and just our staff in general in Mahwah. As research continues to evolve, we're committed to evolving as well. The district intentionally reviews curricular programs to ensure we are teaching current, engaging, and meaningful material. With that being said, professional development for our staff remains as an important focus in our district. Some of the professional development that we have gone through in the last 5 years are related to reading and writing units of study. We have adopted the new units of study for both reading and writing in K to 5. Even in 6th grade, they are adopting those units, which is really exciting. And then something that we piloted this year for the first time was writing math. I am super excited for that to continue next year with all of our K to 5 classrooms. The ability that our students are developing in the way that they're able to articulate themselves mathematically, watching our 5-year-olds grow is just really impressive. So I'm excited to watch that go up the scale for our students. Something else that is really exciting that we've done here, this is the 4th year that we have instructional coaches. That ensures that we have ongoing and consistent professional development for our teachers. We are truly invested in our staff. Just making sure that, again, we are always current, making sure that our students are being thought of in every step of the way, and making sure that they're not just being developed academically, but socially and emotionally as well. Some of the ways that our instructional coaches are supporting are through residencies, cycles, making sure that our new teachers are coming into the profession and feeling confident, and then also making sure that our veterans are always evolving as well. So Mr. White is now going to continue with how we invest in our students.
Thank you. So what's exciting is Natasha's talking about all the time and effort that we put into investing in our teachers. We're doing that for a reason, correct? It's for the investment that then goes into our students. So I'm just excited to report that we're now in a position, or the teachers are now in a position through the iReady diagnostic and all the components that iReady has to offer with their resources, coupled with the fact that all the hard work that went into implementing our tiered instruction, the teachers are at a place now to truly meet all the needs of our students. They have the resources at their fingertips. They have the approach, the mindset, and the understanding of how to make this happen, which is great because coming on 4 years ago, as Dr. Toro was highlighting, there was a little bit of people being in silos. And now going into this next school year, we're in a position where that's not the case. There's collaboration that's happening amongst the teachers, whether it be grade level, special ed teachers, our instructional coaches, and the staff at large. So we're in a really good position to meet the needs of all of our students. And I'm really excited for the pre-K autism program that came on was here this year. Those students, it's really nice to see the school-wide activities that they're participating in and the ability to have them integrate with their gen ed peers, which wouldn't be the case if they were not here. So it's just a really nice launching point for us. I'm excited to have the K-3 autism program here as well. Just continue. Thank you. We have some pictures of our strategic plan in action.
Okay, for the middle school, we thought it would be best to really break it down by department. So have to give a shout out to our supervisors. They've been leading incredible work with our teachers, and they've been doing a lot of heavy lifting with everything that you're going to hear and some of the highlights. And also just the support, ongoing support from the central office team in this area, especially Dr. Pavino. Thank you for all your work in guiding us. In terms of ELA, that was the first department I kick off with. In ELA, we updated our reading selections by adding some contemporary novels and book clubs to enhance student choice and deep connections. And the new novels that were selected also reflect our ongoing commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. All of our ELA curricula have been updated to reflect the new state standards. But beyond the state standards, because that's just a mandate, we were very intentional in updating the curriculum to focus on skill development driving all of the units. And that work was supported with a tool that arrived just on time. The iReady tool that we are using right now is supporting that very specific skill work through our diagnostics and the students' MyPath plan. In Mrs. Van Ness's department, in social studies, the emphasis has been on civil discourse, human rights, and civics, all timely issues. If you drop into any social studies classroom, you're going to see students engaged in Socratic discussions. And yes, they are engaging content in those discussions, but they're also building those essential communication skills and social skills that we know no matter what pathway they pursue, they will need. At the 6th grade level, all the board members are aware we have our teams group highlighted and featured at a recent board meeting, and the work that they're doing with real world problems, but also being solution finders, coming up with solutions to those problems is just fantastic. Social studies also added some literary texts in the 7th grade level during the strategic plan. But I want to highlight this year we had a volunteer book club that got off the ground. Teachers and students brought forward a proposal to start a book club. And the book was called Black Star. And the group that participated in this volunteer book club is our current 8th graders. They gave up their lunch and recess to actually dive into a book with their teachers, and the book was a sequel based on something that they read as 7th graders. So I just think that speaks to the culture that we are building at the Ridge and that Mrs. Van Ness has created in her department. In the area of special education, very proud of the work that Mr. Cozy and the department's been doing, expanding use and training for the Wilson program, helping us grow leaders in foundational skills, and our life skills program. I know this was a dream of Ms. Rizzo's, and just watching the dream play out right now is amazing each and every day. It's a point of pride in our building. The students in the program right now operate a coffee cart. I think it's the best cup in town if you ever want to drop in. They've also partnered with Mevo. So you may be aware they have hydroponic towers in our life skills program, and they learn how to create perfumes and lotions and lip balms from the different plants that they are growing in the program. It's just amazing. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to someone I'm very lucky to work with, Suzanne, and she'll highlight some of the other departments.
Alright, so I'm going to highlight the mathematics department first, and in mathematics we updated the placement test that we administer to the 5th graders for middle school placement, and this was done with Mrs. Carla's help with vertical articulation between our school and JK, as well as our math supervisor Castle and our previous math supervisor as well. Through this updated placement test, as well as our iReady diagnostics and other multiple data points, we're increasing participation in our grade 6 pre-algebra 7-8 classes, which is the accelerated math program. So that's a point of pride for sure. We also, with Mr. Sheik's assistance and supervision, we embedded geometry in all units of math at all grade levels in order to address a priority area for growth through our work. And this was identified through looking at data analysis of MJS-led performance. We're positioning our students to achieve at higher levels on state assessments through this work by integrating MJS-led questions into our lessons, not only in math, but in other content areas as well. In science, we're building our content mastery through the Linkit benchmark assessments, allowing retakes, and also building in reading strategies, such as vocabulary morphology examination, anchor charts, and word balls. And that's not something that's typically done in science, but we are increasing those essential reading skills there as well. In world language in our ESL program, we launched a new multilingual learner math class, which is a co-teaching model at the middle school level. And this is a multi-grade level instruction model that Courtney was very instrumental in coming to our school. And we're seeing a lot of success with the students in that program. We added Mandarin Chinese as a third language offering. So that's available to students in grades 7 and 8. And overall, in world language in general, we've developed common assessments and proficiency-based instruction. And these efforts have have resulted in improved STEM scores and extended eligible students for option 2 credit. And then finally, as Brian referenced earlier, across all departments, we're growing into Tier 2 small group instruction in the classroom and revising our 2 to 3 supports through Mahwah and Lit Lab. Here's Mr. Pascal. Oh, these are just some comments of our curriculum instruction from our instructor.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank all of my colleagues at the K-5 and the middle school level, because without a foundation at the high school level, even though we're the flagship, we wouldn't be the flagship without the foundation. Our kids are so, curriculum. We have updated all of our courses with the 2023 standards and mandates. And we have created numerous courses with innovative approaches to learning. In addition, we have implemented small group instruction using data-driven approaches. Our science department is currently using Linkit to help students master content in preparation for the types of inquiry activities that students are required to do in this day and age. In terms of authentic learning, our Thunderbird internship and externship program, in our pilot year, 21-22, we had 3 students. Last year we had 48 students. Right now we're in the midst of planning for this summer. We're well over probably 65 students, and numbers are still on. We've created a number of work-based learning placements for our students and have expanded our life skills program. Those students are actually using cricket machines and producing products that the community can buy. And our goal next year is to move to some sort of online store. In terms of our career pathways, and I'll get to that in a minute, we had 16 students in last year's class earn endorsement, and this year we're projected to have 25 students. We've expanded our AP courses. The high school's been awarded the AP Honor Roll and AP Access Award, which means that our courses offer to many more students by demographic. We've also increased the number of female students in computer science. In terms of dual enrollment, at the start of our strategic action plan, we had 3 articulation agreements. We now have 7. We're with Seton Hall University, Fairleigh Dickinson, Bergen Community College, St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Elizabeth, NJIT. We have a relationship with our 7th university college, which is Ramapo, for which we've added 7 courses this year for our students to be able to take availability. We've increased our course offerings from 20 to 31 in dual enrollment, and we have 132 students who earn college credits in 194 classes. In the 23-24 school year, we have 40 graduates from the class of 2024 who earn 6 or more credits over 4 years. And our students this year who are graduating will be attending colleges in 24 states in Canada. In terms of our career pathway endorsement program, in order to get a career pathway endorsement, students need to do 3 things. Earn 15 credits in their pathway, participate in an authentic co-curricular experience, and then either do an internship, an externship, take a college course, do community service, or action research, and a choice of 5 things. We have 25 projected students, the numbers are there, who will earn a career pathway endorsement this year, and I'm really proud of the work that our team has been doing, especially our values support. And there's some pictures for us to put in the illustration.
I'm supposed to talk about these bars, but I really just want to say, oh my gosh, the amount of work that the people in this room and the teachers and the parents to support the kids and the kids in order for all of these things to be accomplished, and really this is just highlight. Because over the last 4 years, 5 years, we've been talking about everything every year, twice a year. So if you put that all together, the compilation of work is extraordinary. So I really just, from the bottom of my heart, from CNI, thank you so much for constantly coming to work and wanting to push yourselves even further and making programs better for kids. If you can look at those bars, we have 4 of them at 100%. One of them we left at 90%, which is number 2. And that's the bar that really talks about thinking globally, making connections outside, having empathy for the world around us. We feel that that's something that we want to continue to build with our kids, and we have actually included it into our next strategic plan. So thank you from CNI. I really appreciate the work, the hard work. Thank you to the board for supporting all of these crazy initiatives that we're like, hey, let's do this, let's do this. It is working, it will continue to work, and the most important thing is honestly we're doing all of this for our kids. So thank you so much.
What an awesome night to actually highlight community connections, because there are 2 pieces. Tonight's Teachers of the Year celebration and honoring, as well as the cohesion you feel amongst this leadership team, which is the most cohesive it's ever felt for me in the last 11 years, is very emblematic of our collective work. So it really, I just want to give a round of applause. I know it's just us, but we owe ourselves a round of applause. So as you see here, these were the goal statement and some of those sub-goals to support that goal statement for community connections. And what emerged through our conversations back in 2020 when we were building the strategic plan was a focus on a continuation of building a sense of community and connecting amongst and across our community. This frame focused on ways in which we can build more opportunities to work with community members in a range of forums, welcome newcomers to our community, and expose our students to opportunities beyond our classroom walls, bring course content to life. So what you'll see here is a little bit of overlap with our curriculum frame as well as the SEL frame, which we'll follow. The strength of the school district, as we know, is rooted in the strength between home, community, and our schools. So as highlighted through our Thunderbird Partnership Program, we couldn't have talked about it more, right? That branding was super important. Our internship, externship experiences for our students, our further development of our communication strategies through our district newsletter, streamlining email communications across the district, our T-Bird Talk opportunities, and celebrating our work across our schools more overtly at our board meetings and through social media platforms. We believe we have made significant strides in this frame. So I'll pass it off to Ms. Adams from JK to speak more thoroughly about what this looks like at the building.
So a lot of what Dr. Farah was saying, I was also just going to echo. There is a sense of community and pride when you talk about Mahwah. There are a lot of lifers in Mahwah who grew up in Mahwah and then come back to Mahwah and live and work in Mahwah. And I think that what better night to see all of that in action. A lot of alumni came back to speak about teachers that they had. And so thinking about community connections and our strategic plan, I think we were all excited to welcome the families and students back into the building in 2021. And so some of the things that we did, we had hosted parent-student orientations and tours, welcoming people back into the building. And we updated our communication, so all of K-5 has weekly communication. We also send weekly newsletters, and our social media presence has increased and moved to Instagram. And we have a lot of exciting posts. We like to do battle in the schools and have fun mascots. What's the name? Grateful Gary. And it's become really fun to compete in between the schools and try to see who has the best social media presence. The flagship typically wins, but we're coming for you. We also have new translation tools that are really, they make speaking to all families easy and allow points of access and entries for all families. And our community outreach, many people have talked about it, but the Thunderbird partnership has been really huge in K-5. It allows students to see all the opportunities that they have when they grow up. So we have lots of Mahwah alumni come back, many community members, and then people who have fun and exciting jobs that we don't even know about, that we don't typically talk about, come and get our students excited. In JK, Project Challenge, we started mock trials. We're going to come up with those. We joined the National Script Spelling Bee this year, and in K-5 we have the Vivo partnership, and it sounds like it might be even at the middle school as well. Science Day, and we also have a slew of cultural events within our community that we participate in that we're also really proud of. And these are all of our students in action, showing off the strategic plan for community connections.
Community connections. I came into the district in 2018, and I think it's fair to say all of us locally, we're connected in ways now that is just very different, and it's so cool. Dennis kind of coined the hashtag Mahwah Connects, or at least I give him credit for doing that. I'm sure there's a team approach like everything else, but it's a real thing. Dennis mentioned branding. Mahwah Connects is a real thing, and we're going to highlight some things in different areas for you. In the academic domain, under Thunderbird partnerships, at the secondary level, we have hosted 165 Thunderbird experts. That's across the middle school and high school. We've hosted architects, authors, scientists, financial professionals, journalists, and many more. Our Project Challenge students participated in the New Jersey Law Fair competition. In our 6th grade team won first place. These students had an opportunity just last week to visit the New Jersey Law Center for a mock trial experience. The Ridge and Mahwah High School collaborated to create a career pathway assembly for grades 7 and 8. And that assembly, the best part of the assembly was a panel of students who were in the pathway program or went through the pathways program, and it was just a student-to-student Q&A about what the opportunities at the high school level. In the area of the arts, visual arts, performing arts, another point of pride here in Mahwah, our groups continue to get very prestigious awards and achievements. For example, our orchestra recently earned the gold rating at the New Jersey Regional Festival. Our choral director, Ms. Correa, conducted this year's Bergen County Chorus Festival, so that was a huge honor for her, as well as for us here in Mahwah. Our theater department continues to raise the bar for itself. It's always been an impressive production each and every year, but this year's Annie Jr. just found a way to kick things up a notch, and besides the impressive performance under the umbrella of Mahwah Connects, they always do a performance for JK. So not too long ago, we started as part of the transition process hosting JK, doing a special performance for them, and we also perform for local senior citizens. And earlier this month, once again, our GNTR program hosted their annual art show in Town Hall. So that's been a location in recent years, great tradition. I think the entire community looks forward to it.
Maybe you stole my opening line, Mr. Corey, to talk about hashtag Mahwah Connects, because it's really become a thing. And I heard Mr. Corey give Dr. Fair credit for it, but apparently the right credit is over here. Ms. Rizzo, that's what he's saying, so. To continue along regarding, thanks, partner. Regarding our different service clubs, we do have several clubs at Remco Ridge that are engaged in service, and those include the Community Service Club, Friends of Remco Ridge Club, National Junior Honor Society, and our Student Council. And all of these clubs at some point have engaged service initiatives, from clothing, food, and toy drives, and efforts to support organizations such as the American Red Cross, Tomorrow's Children Foundation, and even supporting new families in Mahwah or any families in Mahwah that are in need. We take great pride in that. Our students, staff, and families also have engaged in various cultural events such as International Night and the Lunar New Year celebration. I know a lot of that was through Mrs. Crowell's department as well. But that Lunar New Year celebration was made possible through an MSF grant. I believe Mr. Corey referenced it earlier, but we have had hosted members of the Mahwah Police Department for Coffee with a Cop, and those are our life skills students who are invited members of the Mahwah Police Department to have coffee with them and talk about community service and protecting the Mahwah community and connecting in an important way. We've fostered opportunities, as Mr. Porter just said, for our schools to connect and blend together, and that includes band night, which is an opportunity for, I believe, our school and the high school, and I believe JK as well, to the students in band to kind of connect with one another and play together. The chorus and orchestra groups have visited our elementary schools. We've had Friendsgiving, which is our life skills class, engaging with other levels for Thanksgiving feast back in the fall. We do that each year. They also engage in cookie exchange amongst their classes. And then also last year we had a collaboration with all schools to raise the $61,000 for the Habitat for Humanity project that Mr. Jacob was in charge of. So, we continue to remain focused on communication, including our weekly updates through our one-call system, the launch of a new website, and also related features with, which has related features with improved accessibility, promoting our programs and activities through our social media and Instagram.
Community Connections has been very exciting at the high school level. We've had educational partnerships, in particular with Remco College, through a variety of departments, their art department, their social studies department, and their Holocaust studies department. In addition, teachers had professional development in the visual arts at both Remco College and the Montclair Art Museum. In terms of career development initiatives, we ran several parent academies for parents from grades 6 all the way through 12, about our career pathways program, our internship program, our dual enrollment courses, as well as our option 2 programs. As Mr. Corey mentioned, we have had assemblies with our middle school students, with panels of students, which has been very successful. And we've had alumni come back to speak in a variety of classes about their experiences in the workplace. In terms of experiential learning, a lot of our students are taking field trips. For example, our art students go to the Met, our business students will go to the financial district, and our science club and our science league students will go to our elementary schools for STEAM days and for science days. In terms of community service, the Habitat for Humanity, as you know, has been doing a lot of fundraising for the house in Oradell. It will go on June 2nd to start building that house, which is really exciting for us. The Leo Club, as well as the Habitat for Humanity, does a lot of work each month with Access for All in Mahwah, and those kids and those advisors give up a lot of their time on the weekend to work with Access for All in our community. Our Hope Club takes charge of Take the Child to Work Day, which is really an exciting day. We have a lot of kids, including Dr. Revino's and Dr. Toro's kids, who all want to come to Mahwah High School now, which we're happy about. But they do a great job organizing that for our community. In terms of multicultural and community events, this year we had the Lunar New Year celebration funded by the Mahwah Schools Foundation. We've had International Night, our band and choir. We've been the host site for Bergen County band and choir auditions, and we are working collaboratively with Ramsey High School in our theater program. And we've formed a lot of community partnerships with the Mahwah Police Department. Our life skills class has really integrated activities into their program where they have police officers come in, sit and speak with our students, and also we have a variety of community-based trips like the Rock and Boulders, where kids go out for social activities and other kinds of activities. Thank you.
All right, so you'll see here we have the bar progression of what we believe after reviewing all of the work over the course of the last 5 years, what we've achieved. You'll see that goals 1, 3, and 4, based on our work, we feel as if we are at 100% completion. Goal 1, mentorships have been forged through our Thunderbird Partnership Program and our internship-externship program that we've talked about pretty extensively. Goal 2, we believe we are at 90%. We've instituted town halls along with our focus work on welcoming new families into our district. We've tapped into a communications consultant to improve our communication efforts as well. We've also made very conscious and purposeful efforts to work on the transitions from building to building to make us connected as an entire school district. What you'll hear about when we discuss our SEL framing, there's some overlap here. We're still working on building the parent-to-parent piece that is also really important to us and our team. Goal 3, we have successfully built and branded our career pathways and Thunderbird Partnership Program with an added focus on career fairs and expanding our partnership opportunities for our students. So we've definitely achieved that. And lastly, we've successfully connected with families through our work with our ML families, along with the branding of our programs for dual enrollment, which is ever growing. Big shout out to our supervisory team for their tireless work in finding new and innovative ways to create opportunities for our kids. We also made strides in building and sustaining those partnerships with more and more trade schools and diversified programs for our students beyond the subsequent 4-year college option for our students. So we're really proud of what we can see here. Obviously, the piece that we don't believe we've achieved, we're going to bake into the following strategic plan. So Ms. Rizzo is now going to speak to the achievements of our SEL frame.
As I'm sitting here listening to each of the areas, I'm beginning to envision that notion of the hand becoming a mighty fist, and what a wonderful opportunity we're creating for all of our students through all of this cohesiveness. And relative to social emotional learning, I remain so enamored by our district's steadfast commitment to social emotional learning. We all know that there was a time during which SEL or social emotional learning caused apprehension or perhaps some confusion. And by now we've demonstrated that our diligence with SEL is rooted in care for each student and commitment to each one reaching their potential, the potential that every parent hopes for their child. SEL is designed to build learner capacity, including grit and resilience, both in and out of the classroom. Mahwah's SEL program has the intention of creating moments for the learner during which he or she experiences the fact that they have within them all that they need to meet the challenges and come out successful. We have developed an enriching environment rooted in SEL competencies of self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills. We have developed our programs with the expectation that all students have opportunities to evolve into their personal best. I know that tonight we're going to find that all that is shared by our principals are an outstanding representation of our collective dedication to each and every student. And might I invite my elementary colleague to come up and share.
Mrs. Rizzo. So SEL, with regard to us making sure that we were truly great things in the beginning about curriculum and instruction, that we have to make sure that we are teaching a little child. We've made amazing strides from what I have seen over these 5 years of the plan, which we've done quite accomplished. So building SEL continuum. Each school now has 2 SEL coaches. And those SEL coaches help lead morning meetings rooted in the CASA standards as Mrs. Rizzo shared. They're also helping coordinate SEL days during Mindful March. School counselors were also added across the schools, and they are in classrooms teaching SEL lessons, which are not only helping the students, but helping the teachers understand how to support those lessons and make sure that we continue those goals. They also support students, our counselors, with developing SEL skills to help students navigate social situations. There's things that they need to be taught and understand how to respond or how to react in those cases. Something that I think the district is really proud of is the code of conduct. Teachers and administrators work collaboratively to develop a code of conduct across the K-5 schools where we believe that every student has the right to be part of a supportive and safe learning environment. And where we want to recognize those positive behaviors, make sure they are recognized. And then with regard to misconduct, it's an opportunity for us to teach, learn, and grow. The code of conduct was implemented this school year, promotes consistency across all of our buildings, which makes sure that we are regard to our expectations and our response to that misconduct. With supporting families, the district has launched a website, mindfulmahwah.org, with resources for home, and also hosted numerous parent academies to build homeschool SEL partnerships. Some of those are empowering the child and understanding SEL through CASEL, and the other was the nurture part approach in responsive classroom, just to name 2 this year. Cultivating a positive learning environment, you'll see that this daily infusion of the SEL practices during our school-wide morning meetings, which such great work was taking place during that time. And in each classroom, we're helping build our classroom communities, and the classroom lessons are fostering empathy and respectful communication, and events such as the Mindful March promote educational well-being school-wide. It really does give us an opportunity to provide extra attention to mindful-based activities, and we've had activities such as mindfulness yoga, and I believe one of the students was talking, one of the students in high school today was speaking about having the opportunity in high school to take his shoes off and put his feet to the grass and just ground himself. So it's just showing the great work that's happening. And here's some slides from our Instagrams across all the schools. Thank you.
Okay, in terms of SEL at the middle school, we're very proud of all of the hard work that we have been doing as an administrative team, as well as with our SEL coaches and our school counselors. We've focused on targeting SEL programming through our school counselors pushing in to the PE and health classes periodically to help the students to develop and promote their SEL competencies, which Mr. Rizzo referenced earlier. And the way that we do this is we meet as a team. We also take feedback from our teachers, their observations of students, and really focusing on what each grade level needs. Some instruction and some guidance and some support with, and that's what our counselors focus their talks with the students on. And we've been doing this for the last several years, and it has been very successful. We have student-centered initiatives, including Wellness Week. That is a week typically in April or May, when our PE health teachers and our counselors create specific activities in PE and health classes, as well as around the building to foster wellness. Of course, we still do one for March, and SEL days. The SEL day was referenced earlier by the elementary school. At Ramapo Ridge, SEL day has truly become an amazing experience where all of our teachers are participating by creating teacher-led workshops for the students. And these are high-interest workshops. There's been very diverse offerings such as Spanish music dance party, which is a very big fan favorite. Check out our Instagram, you can see Mrs. Murphy and Mrs. Harris dancing with students. Storytelling with Legos, Chill Out, Heal Up, Ice Bath Recovery. That was a big favorite back in December. Backyard Astronomy, The Night Sky, and many, many more. There's about 60 offerings each SEL day. So we did have our first SEL day this year, the day before our winter break, and we are planning another one for the end of June. We continue to celebrate our students through Students of the Month and Random Acts of Kindness. Those are programs that we've had in place for a very long time, since I've been here in Mahwah, which is 24 years. But we continue to hone and shape those programs and make them even better each year. And we do that with the support of our employee, HSO. Each morning we start the day with daily positive quotes on the morning announcements, and we try to use that to promote a positive school culture. And then we also, of course, have our fun and purposeful spirit days and weeks throughout the school year. Along with Mahwah High School, we've designated a series of homework-free breaks or weekends throughout the school year. And of course, as Mr. Henry referenced earlier, we have 2 SEL coaches per school. Those SEL coaches help to guide and model SEL best practices for our faculty and staff for them to use with our students.
Under the SEL umbrella, we're also busy building programs for our students beyond the classroom. After school activities, I have to lead with the middle school sports program. Just a few years ago, it did not exist, and I think it's worth noting, Dr. Patel, Mike, I'm sure you're proud of so many things you're hearing tonight, but I hope middle school sports is at the top of your list because we have everything we have right now because Mike sat down with me and a few students in the conference room and just started the conversation. The next conversation was a cup of coffee with Mr. Pelletier, who's been instrumental in making it all happen as well. And right now, in 3 years' time, we have the most comprehensive athletic program at the middle school level in the county, and I venture to say the state. We've grown very quickly. We have, in the fall, boys and girls soccer. We have cross country. We have girls volleyball. In the winter, we have boys and girls basketball. And then right now in our spring season, we have track and field. And there's over 100 kids on Mrs. Meekham's track and field team. Yesterday, they were in the league championship and performed very well. I sent out a note to our parents and guardians today about some of the special performances. So we are new kids on the block, but I'm sure many of you know we've already won a soccer championship. All of our basketball and soccer teams have gone into deep runs in the playoffs, and that's not why we are doing it, but it's great to do, right? We want great test scores, etc. But we're certainly competing and making ourselves known in the league. You don't have to just be an athlete, though, to have a place at the Ridge. We're also building our menu of club offerings. This year, for example, through the support of the MSF, we were able to add the Future Engineering Club. And this year, they got their feet wet. They went to the high school, worked with the high school students in the robotics program there to get some notes. And I just sat down with the advisor, Mrs. Chung, last week, and we started planning out the competitions that they are going to enter next year. And we are so excited about that. Through the help of my buddy John here, we have new opportunities for our students to participate in the marching band. Middle school students, if you go to a Friday night football game, you'll see them in the stands playing with their high school peers. Also, our students have an opportunity to perform in Winter Guard and percussion group, the award-winning Winter Guard and percussion group. So proud of all the students who participated in that. This has been a big focus of ours over the last couple of years in terms of helping grow the number of students involved in clubs, sports, performing arts, etc. I'm proud to share with all of you tonight that this year, we ran the numbers, over 67% of our students are involved in one activity at the Ridge. Many of those students, to give you an idea of that number, that's 412 students that are involved in at least one activity. And the chart that we have that I recently showed with the central office team, many of those students are involved in multiple activities. And that's something at the middle school level, as we're adding programs, we're very mindful to help our young students balance all of those opportunities. So our coaches, our music directors, the club advisors, they all work together so students can participate in multiple activities and not feel like they have to choose one over the other. Another big area under SEL at the middle school level is field trip experiences. So we are known for our Frost Valley trip and our 8th grade trip, of course, but now we also added a 7th grade trip. And I give credit to Mr. Copeland when he was involved with our HSO. That started, we have a 7th grade trip because at an HSO meeting, Mr. Copeland and other parents who are involved and participate raised the idea. Suzanne and I try to give a fluff answer to them. The next day, they raised the idea again. And I'm proud to say that we now have a 7th grade day trip that our students enjoyed. This year they went to medieval times. We've also revamped our transition from 5 to 6 and 8 to 9 to make sure our students are ready to hit the ground running in their respective schools. I just met with the 5th grade parents at orientation this week, and I assured them that the Ridge will be a very familiar home for their child before they even show up in September. We've already hosted them in March. Tomorrow, Suzanne reminded me, we're hosting the entire 5th grade again, and then, of course, over the summer, they come in with their families. So we're really proud of the work that we are doing with the transition work. Under SEL, we're also mindful of school safety and security. We've implemented several teams that are focused on looking at data, identifying trends, talking about situations, but more importantly, coming up with proactive measures to make sure everyone is healthy and safe. Some of that work is being done through our student support data team, our school safety climate team, and our school threat assessment team. And then, of course, this year, we were fortunate with the board's support to add a school security officer who feels like he's been there 1 million years. He's already a valuable member of our team working with our students each and every day, and it's just an extra resource for us. Thank you.
All right, so at the high school level, in terms of SEL, for communications resources, resources. Last year, in collaboration with our SGA, we created the Top Scoring Thunderbird program that I know Dr. Fair reports on monthly, where we recognize, well, first we created pillars of positive behavior and good character, and every month we recognize one faculty member and one student who is kind of just training our students to kind of see the good in all that we do and to see the good character and encourage one another to demonstrate that character daily. We also have, SEL is pretty much an everyday experience at the high school. Whether it's Mindful Monday, whether it's Words of Wisdom Wednesday, and also our Thunderbird Thursdays. Dr. Couture really must love the month of March because we turn it into Mindful Monday Music March. And so every Monday during the month of March, we have the students select musical selections to play throughout the passing of the periods, in which Dr. Couture will then text me and judge the song selection of what just took place. So in terms of implementation and support, as you heard tonight with the high school teacher of the year, Ms. Torino, right before the strategic plan, when we had mindfulness, the class begin, there was only 22 students the very first year that it ran. We're happy to say that next year there are 96 student requests for that course, so we continue to expand up to 4 sections next year, which is amazing. In terms of student support, we got a grant through Bergen County Human Services for $7,000, and we were able to create a confidence closet where students who may not have a piece of clothing, they may not have this, that, or the other thing, they can just go to the confidence closet in quiet, and we can help and support them throughout that process and in their needs. So a lot of exciting things, and then just to touch on what Brian said as well, we have implemented the threat assessment teams, not just at the high school, but across the district, and are working together with the implementation of the form and the teams and working as one unit, so it's been great. Back to Ms. Wizard.
There's some obviously images relative to our SEL in action. And here's our bars. Sorry for the SEL, I'm a little bit of a tough grader, I guess. We didn't reach 100% on everything, but nonetheless, there's always an opportunity to grow. Based upon all that was shared by the building administrators, SEL for our learner community remains at our forefront. We continue to believe that when students feel connected to the schoolhouse through the supportive learning culture rooted in the growth of each individual's personal potential, we can note marked progress in academics and the not-so-subtle people and personal skills so essential to be a productive member of our society. For Goal 1, in the area of curricular offerings and experiences around SEL, we've received 100%. In the area Goal 2, we've achieved 90% of our goal in cultivating a culture of appreciation for each of us in our entire community partnership. I want to note on Goal 2 that our Habitat for Humanity and Teens initiatives contribute to those in need with housing and building wells, and there is still time for the community to donate to those causes. Goal 3, we've achieved 80% of our goals by providing opportunities for parental enrichment. As Dr. Fair alluded to, we do have more work there, and we have plans in place. Goal 4, we've reached 100% of our expectation there, and again, thank you to the Board of Education. We now have guidance counselors, grades K through 12. Goal 5, we've reached 100% of our goal relative to PD opportunities for teachers and staff. And might I close by saying SEL programs in Mahwah have the intention to build within the adults and children the understanding that our determination and future comes from our own efforts and actions and are not bound to our past.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. I'm going to close this out. Along the lines of facilities, what I want to talk about, first of all, the goals that were set forth when we were creating the strategic plan. Some of the things, if you look up on to the slide, which you probably can't see, it talks about regularly evaluating our learning spaces. We talked about upgrading our learning spaces. We talked about creating innovative learning spaces that allow our students to thrive. And most importantly, it talked about identifying spaces and adjusting spaces to ensure that every student is able to access their educational experience without boundaries. So, what I'm going to talk about over the next couple slides, I'm not going to go chapter and verse in each bullet, but there's a lot of commonalities across the elementaries. So if you look at the first two elementary schools, Betsy Ross and GW, and it continues on for Leonard Meadows and Joyce Kilmer School, across the elementary schools we upgraded our fire alarm systems. I know it's not the exciting upgrades, but those are the essential things that we need in order to ensure that our kids are safe. Paving projects have been done throughout the district in consultation with the town council, which we're very grateful for that partnership. HVAC upgrades and replacements have taken place at GW, Leonard Meadows, and Joyce Kilmer School. Window replacements at Betsy Ross School and an innovation lab at Joyce Kilmer School. This summer, we're going to be working on the new gym, on an HVAC replacement, temperature controls, and there's still more work to be done. At the secondary level, a large amount of work happened at the secondary level as well. Roofing work happened at both buildings, but still more work needs to be done there. Window replacement at both buildings, but again, more work needs to be done. Hopefully everyone has been able to experience the new grandstands at Mahwah High School. It's definitely a point of pride and it's enhanced the spectator experience watching our students perform. Resurfacing the new track and the media center furniture upgrades at Mahwah High School. Those are just to name a few projects. And I wanted to take a moment to thank the Finance and Facilities Committee. 4 years ago, I was fortunate enough to work with them. In our work together, we've been able to develop different forecasting schedules so we're responsible not only to our district, but to our taxpayers. All of this work that I just started to speak about total $10.9 million. All of that work has happened within our operating budget. And that for me is a point of pride because there has been a tremendous amount of work that happens so far over the past 5 years. Like I said, there's still more work to be done, but the strategic thought process and assessing of our buildings has allowed our buildings to be continue to provide a space for our students that the community can be proud of. That being said, what I want to share with you is throughout the district, our newest building is over 20 years old. Throughout our district, we have buildings that have character, let's say that. And that is something that is special to our district. But with that, we have to be really thoughtful and on top of things to make sure that the infrastructure is in place. The work that the Finance and Facilities and the board and administrative team has done with Land Associates to come in and do a really diagnostic assessment of our facilities have aided in our understanding in making thoughtful decisions and improvements throughout these past 5 years, and it will continue over the next 5 years. I was going to put a bunch of pictures of our roofs throughout the district. I didn't think I was going to hit really well. So we have a picture of an HVAC unit. The picture in the middle is our JK Innovation Lab, which is absolutely spectacular. And then a picture of our new HVAC units at GW School. Everyone's talking about these bars. So let me talk about the bars for facilities. As much as I'm extremely proud of the work and commitment that not only the board, but the administrative team, I have to give a shout out to Greg Romero. He has been just a gem for us of being on top of all the projects and overseeing that. And I'm so grateful for Tom to come in this year and work with us on these projects, and we continue to. Facilities is something that's never going to be done. As much as we're proud of the work that's happened with HVAC, roofs, windows, classrooms, field services, and grandstands, as we know, and I know that Mike Gallo has, I believe, the total square footage of our facilities memorized. I do not. It's something that's going to be an ongoing focus, not only in the first strategic plan, but in the second strategic plan. So that's why we have not completed 100% of the goals, but hopefully what I share with you, the summary of just some of the projects, showcases the commitment that we've had to ensure that we're evaluating, creating innovative spaces, and assuring that all of our students have access to our facilities. To just close out, and I appreciate everyone's patience, I appreciate everyone's attention to this. To close out, this work has been extremely important to all of us. This has been our roadmap from 2020 to 2025. I just want to take a moment to thank the administrative team. I started that way, I want to end that way. The commitment in every single school, every single department has had to this work is the reason why all of this is a reality. I also want to thank the teachers. The teachers have been walking alongside of us every step of the way, and the Teacher of the Year Award really encapsulates the special moments that the teachers create each and every day, and we have all of these products on top of the impact that they're making to our students. So, administrative team, thank you very much. Board of Education, thank you very much for your support and your commitment to this work, and I look forward to starting 2025 to 2030 strategic plan. So thank you very much.